Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the problem A from the latest Codeforces round 672, problem name cube sorting. So this is some story, we'll start from the question. So now you are actually given n cubes, the ith cube has a volume ai. Okay, so there are n cubes, and now what you'll do, Wheatley has to place these n cubes in a way such that they are sorted in a non-decreasing order by their volumes. So it means that the previous number, the next number is greater than or equal to the previous number. Okay. To achieve this goal, Wheatley can exchange two neighboring cubes. So he can switch those two neighboring cubes, and these position can be switched. Now, but there's a problem. Wheatley is very impatient. If Wheatley needs more than n into n minus n minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 exchanges operation, he won't do this boring work. So the first thing I see this question, and the first I see that we have to switch two neighboring cubes and I have to count out this number of operations. The first thing which come to my mind is this is an inversion problem. This is a very standard problem in which you have to count out the number of inversions to make an array sorted. So let's assume that you have an array. So you are given some array, and now you can invert two neighboring elements, or you can switch switch their places of two neighboring elements, such that what is the minimum number of switches you need to do such that the whole array can become sorted. So that's the whole question. And if the number of inversions or switches you have to do is greater than this number, then the answer is no, else the answer is yes. So now there's a very standard trick to find out the inversion of this question, but this question involves knowing the concept of inversion, but we don't actually need to do the inversions. Why? But see, first we want to see what is actually inversion. So let's assume that I have some array 1 2 3 4 5. This is sorted array. Now let's assume my initial array might be like this: 1 3 2 4 5. What does this mean? If I invert these two numbers, then my array will become sorted. So the minimum number of inversions or switches in the given array I have to do such that my array will become sorted. So that's the whole question. But now there is a very standard problem, you can go on GFG or any other platform and find out the number of ways to find out the inversions in an array. So you can also apply that algorithm and find out the number of inversions in this array and find it out. But this question is even more simpler. Why? Because the maximum number of inversions you have to do to make an array sorted. So inversions means how many switches you need to do such that after all those switches the array becomes sorted. So the maximum number of inversions you have to do is equal to n into n minus 1 divided by 2. So if the whole array is decreasing order, let's assume that the whole array is 5 4 3 2 1. So that's the whole array, and we want to make it sorted in this form, in this increasing form or non-decreasing form. So now in this format, if you have to do, that maximum number of inversions you have to do is n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Why? Because you have to invert every two pair. So for inverting every two pair, how many pairs are there? N into n divided by 2 and n into n minus 1 divided by 2. So we have to invert every two possible pairs. So if the array is of this format, I have to do these number of inversions to make the whole array sorted. Now, so let's assume that if I have these number of operations, if at the maximum case my whole array is increasing order or decreasing order, sorry, if my whole array is decreasing order, then at most I have to do these much operations, because this is the maximum number of operations I have to do. This operation is only be done when my whole array is decreasing order, strictly decreasing. Okay, because if there's it is 3 3, then we don't have to switch these places. But if it is 4 3, then only we have to switch these places. So if all the numbers are strictly decreasing, then this is the maximum number of operations we have to do. But the possible number of operations we have is n into n minus 1 divide n into n minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1, which means that I have one operation less than this. So if whatever array I have, I can sort this out, or I can make this, I can find out the number of inversions, whatever number of inversions it has. But if my array is the whole array is strictly decreasing, then only my case will occur in which I will require n into n minus 1 divided by 2 cases. Else in every other possible case, I will require less than this number of operations. And because I have for every array, I have this number of operations, I can easily sort it out. Like given some questions or like given some constraints, I can always sort it out. But if the whole array is like strictly decreasing, then only I will require this number of operations. And if I require these number of operations, I have these number of operations minus 1. So I don't have these number of operations. So I cannot do this. So the simplest explanation of this is, so because I had just got an error because I count out the total number of inversions, but there's a trick in this. We don't have to find out all the number of inversions. We just have to find out whether the whole array is strictly decreasing. If it's strictly decreasing, then only we require n into n minus 1 divided by 2 number of inversions. But because it's not strictly decreasing, we can do this in some smaller number of inversion steps. And thus we just have to check that out. So the code is very simple, in which what you'll do, let's cut it out. Just take n of all the n numbers, and then what we'll do, we'll check that, okay, if this is strictly decreasing, okay, then it's fine. Like if I find out any number which is not following the strictly decreasing thing, we just continue. Else, if like any two numbers are same, or like any two numbers or like they are not strictly decreasing, like they are some increasing number or same number, then the answer is yes. Like I can always do this in some given number of inversions. But if this whole condition is not fulfilled, then only the answer is no, which means that the whole array is strictly decreasing. Like you can check that out in many number of codes, but the simplest explanation is this. I hope you get my point. If you still have any information down, thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.